Mr. D's World!
Hey 6th and 7th graders, welcome to Mr. D's World. In this ongoing series, I'll come to you from a variety of places around the world and talk about things that we're learning about in class. Today I've made the long journey to China, and I want to talk to you today about the Yangtze. Now, I'm wondering if any of you know what the Yangtze is.
Oh, Mr. D, I know. It's a baseball team, right?
That's actually the Yankees. The Yangtze is the river that's right here beside me. The Yangtze River is one of the main rivers in China. And if you remember in our studies this year, as we've talked about different places around the world, we've learned about how important rivers are for the development of ancient civilizations. If you remember back to when we studied Egypt, we talked about the Nile and how crucial that was for that ancient civilization to spring up along the Nile. Well, in China, there are some pretty important rivers here, and one being the Yangtze, the other one being the Yellow River. And Kyle, go ahead and put that map up. You can see on this map where this is the map of the Yangtze River, and you'll notice how this stretches across China, and it actually stretches for about 4,000 miles, and it is the third longest river in the world. One of the things you're going to be doing in your assignment for me is learning about what the other two longer rivers are, what the rivers are that are longer than the Yangtze. But the Yangtze is the third longest river in the world. And it's not shown here on the map, but the Yellow River is also a very long river, and this would stretch kind of to the north of where this map is showing the Yangtze River. So for these ancient civilizations, the importance of rivers, it was so crucial to them. It provided the water for irrigating for their crops, and it was really the lifeblood for the civilizations. Jesus also talked about the importance of water. And I've been reading through John recently and noticing that there's a couple of places where Jesus, I believe it's in chapter 4 and also again in chapter 7, where Jesus talks about being living water. And that the water that Jesus gives is this eternal, life-giving water. And Jesus used this water analogy because he knew that the people understood how important water was to them. And so the river here that's beside me was so crucial and important for the Chinese culture, for the Chinese civilization to develop. So in looking at this river here beside me, it looks like it would be an interesting river to go whitewater rafting on. I have a little story I want to tell you about a time when I went whitewater rafting, and it was one of the not the most fun experiences in my life. One of the things about me is that I don't really enjoy the water. I don't really like to swim, I don't really enjoy the beach, that kind of thing. But my family was on a road trip going out west, and we were in Durango, Colorado, and the rest of my family enjoys the water, they enjoy rafting, that sort of thing. So we decided to go whitewater rafting in Durango, Colorado. And I agreed because I knew it would be fun for the family, and so the 5 of us went, and we went to this outfitter, and they had a tour guide that was going to take us on this whitewater rafting adventure. Well, it was the 5 of us in the boat, along with a husband and a wife, and another child, another family that we didn't know, tourists that were there. And I don't really like the water, and the other dad that was along with this other family, he liked the water probably even less than I did. And so we were kind of joking about hoping we don't flip and go in and under and all those sorts of things. Fortunately, we had a very skilled tour guide at the back that was guiding our boat. But we came to one point in our journey where we were going to be going through some rapids. And they made Kyle and Katie, they made them get out of the boat because they weren't old enough to go through the rapids because it was going to be really bouncy. And the tour guide said that it's really important, he would like if all the adults could stay in the boat because they needed as much weight as possible for going through the rapids. We pulled off to the side to let Kyle and Katie out, and as we pulled off to the side, I was considering getting out of the boat myself and watching because I didn't really want to do this because I didn't want to flip over and get wet. And so we're pulling off to the side, Kyle and Katie got out, and right away the other dad got out as well. He said, "I'm not interested, see ya." And so I knew at that point I had no choice but to stay. So on we went, and we start going through these rapids, and I was really scared, and I thought that something really bad might happen to me. I was probably about as scared as I've ever been. And I'm really glad that no pictures are saved from this time, because it would be kind of embarrassing for you to see how totally scared and petrified I was.
Ooh, Dad, look what I found. That one's pretty funny. Check out this one. Oh, and this one? That's a classic.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. I thought I had deleted those pictures. Well, anyway, that's my story of my rafting adventure and my terrifying time down the river in Durango. I don't think I'll be jumping in a raft anytime soon to go through these rapids, although I'm guessing some of you would probably love that type of an adventure. What I'd like you to do next is there's a link for you to click on your assignment paper that there's a reading that you're going to learn about the Yangtze River and the Yellow River in China. I want you to read that. There's also a couple of questions for you to fill out that go along with the reading. So maybe open both of those, and you can kind of have the questions open along with the reading, answer the questions as you go. And then you can either type your answers in a Google Doc and share it back with me, create a copy of the Google Doc and share it back with me, or you can just type your answers in an email, either way. But as always, please contact me if you have any questions or things you don't understand about the assignment. I'm very open to help. All right, that's all for Mr. D's World for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'd like to thank my videographer, Katie, and my producer, Kyle.